We'll see. We'll see what we fucking where it takes us. Because I, for one, have not been doing any off-season prep.
I got been fucking digging into some conspiracy theories recently.
So we're going to talk about the drone that killed his operator. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, conspiracy theories. Fucking facetious, ladies and gentlemen. Facetious episode 9. Fucking
new cast coming at you.
Yeah, welcome back. We apologize. We missed 2, maybe 3 weeks by the time this comes out. You notice we're a man down. The Quid man fucking decided to bow out, at least for now. Yes, he's a fucking bitch. Yes, it was a betrayal.
No.
But
we figured it out.
We figured it out. We're here.
We got it.
He thought it was curtains, folks. He thought it was curtains, but we figured it out.
You can't kill the cat.
Yep, with the help of a crackhead coming into my job trying to sell me a computer and the single microphone.
Yeah, the streets knew what we needed. We're a 1 mic operation again, so the sound is probably back to being dookie, but we're live, folks. We're fucking live.
The sound check we just did sounded pretty solid.
Yeah, we'll see though.
We'll get there. We're fucking, we just kind of took a L. We're trying to bounce back. It's
minor adjustments, fine tuning.
Exactly.
Yeah, no more fucking, no more stories about fucking harassing girls or being a bigot from that man Quid. He decided.
What are we gonna do about the mugs?
Yeah. I said
it's only
we need a marker.
It's temporary.
Yeah, we'll see. I've never known a betrayal to be temporary. Because the sting is everlasting. I can tell you that much.
What if he starts his own podcast?
Oh, man.
That's a betrayal.
That might be the competition we need to get ourselves off the ground. Yeah, it's like, we only got 40 subscribers, but if each of those 40 subscribers talks about the beef, then people are looking, They tell their mom and dad that's 80 people plus them that are checking out the beef between both of us. It's like,
and if any one of our subs, if you're our sub because you were his friend, you're our friend now. You don't go fucking unsubscribing. As a matter of fact, you probably subscribe to him on Twitch. Go unsubscribe there.
No, don't do that to me.
But this isn't where you keep that subscription clicked on our YouTube channel, folks, and actually hit that fucking bell. Get notifications for when we upload. We'll never have another try spell again, we promise.
Alright, so now we're back to it.
Yeah, but I heard B Stains is in conspiracy mode.
Oh man.
Hit us with it.
So listen. The flat Earth thing, I'm
scared to even look into flat Earth because smart people have looked into it and got swayed, and I'm not about to I'm not even looking into it.
No, see, I haven't gone looking into it, but it's just like the stuff that I keep seeing is mainly involving that.
It's like shit's looking flat out here,
dude. It's crazy. I read something about it or saw something about it, read about it, and then in the last 2 weeks. I've just had multiple conversations from people randomly bringing it up to me. So apparently, Antarctica, there's a treaty that's signed.
Yeah, you just can't.
By the nations, there's a certain part you can't go past.
Yeah, you just can't go there.
Now,
why is that now?
Now, so listen, I haven't done my complete research. I'm going off, little things. Even when I'm looking at stuff, you always see someone in the in the comments that's like, oh well, they'll have a logical reason for it, but it's that's usually how conspiracy theory works too. It's a logical thing that you're oh, I could put 2 and 2 together. But so apparently, at the end of the bottom of the globe, there's a wall in Iceland, and now what's past that wall? I just heard 2 days ago that apparently it's a portal that when you go into there.
So that's where you lost me.
Well, no, listen, it's not that it's a portal. It's just you can go through there and it's either like what we would consider aliens. Like it's like there's like another kind of world, whether it's like in the center of the earth, or it, like you go, you know, through a fucking like a black hole type thing, and it brings you elsewhere or something. But so apparently, if you go down there, like, because you can go and spend money, go on like an expedition, and in Antarctica, it costs a bunch of money, but like, you're not going, like, you know, they're bringing you on a boat, they're bringing you, like, Antarctica's a big spot.
Yeah.
If you don't have food and stuff like that, it's like you're gonna die. You're gonna die out there anyways.
What do you mean? There's no Wawa?
Oh no!
Literally, it's the only. I think it's the only piece of land on Earth that's like unclaimed. No one can claim it. It's like literally just used for research. Like that's the whole. Like all countries have bases set up there that they're doing research, but like.
Yeah, they probably got some fucking crazy shit down there.
There's just an area that like you can't go across. There's military. There's whoever's down there trying. But there's supposedly a wall. Like they stop you before you can get to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, you know, this wall is like there's stuff on the other side. It's like when they say people like go disappear, like they might not actually disappear. They just fucking went through the wall somehow, some shape or form.
Now, is it a wall or like some kind of like Arctic shelf kind of thing? Like it's like there's a big ice fucking.
Excellent question.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's any images. There's also pyramids in Antarctica.
I saw and read about that. Yes.
It's like, are they mountains? Like, they could be, but how are you going to know unless you see them up close? Like, the Egyptian pyramids were literally, like, covered in sand for fucking years, and it's like, like, they used to have limestone on them, they used to be white with gold on top, all that went away, like, it's literally just sand underneath it, so it's like, if you were to look at that back in, you know, say you couldn't go to Egypt and you looked at that on top, like, you just think that's a mountain. Like, you'd be, it's like, oh, it looks like a pyramid, it's a pyramid, but it's like, it's going to look like a mountain to you if you're looking at it from...
above, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So, apparently there's pyramids in it. I think that, in the past, there's definitely civilizations that were, like, way more advanced than we were. But here's the thing. Right now, we're living in the Dark Ages. You know why they say this is going to be the Dark Ages?
No.
All history is like on stone. You can recover that. Go on your computer from when you were in middle school. Try and pull your fucking files up. Most of that shit's not going to come up. Like this, like a computer
is just becoming obsolete so quickly.
Not even that. It's like even if you want to store it, it's like try and fucking. A piece of like cheap metal. Try and hold that for fucking 100 years. See how it's gonna look in 100 years. Like it's pretty much people are gonna be looking back in the future and be like, what the fuck was going on in 2000? Like why is there just like no traces of anything? Like they'll have up to a certain point.
A collapse will have to happen for that to happen. Like obviously they're not going to lose a record of it unless there's some sort of catastrophic collapse.
Exactly, but now, so the world's been around for millions of years. Civilizations have been around for thousands of years. America's only 200 years. Mm-hmm. Historically, and fucking just going off stuff in the past, these huge civilizations, they rule the world, like Rome, Egypt, like back in those days, like those were like how America's, I don't know if we're as much of the superpower country right now. We're definitely losing our spot, but like back then it was like Rome was the superpower of the world, Egypt was and they fall, they collapse, like shit like that happens, and they the Chinese ones, like they had way longer runs than America's even been around yet. Like America's literally been around 1776. Like it'll be around 300 years and like 50 more years. You know what I'm saying? Like Rome was around way longer. So like yeah, maybe it won't collapse. Maybe this is the point in the world where like all right, all countries are gonna stay. Like no conflicts are gonna happen. Shit's just gonna keep going smooth. Yeah, exactly. That's not gonna happen. No. Shit's gonna start collapsing. Dude, right now. So we have. Like, I forgot what it's called, but like pretty much us and 7 other countries are like the largest, we have like the largest like GDP or account for the largest amount of trade in the world or whatever. Mm-hmm. No, I think it's like America, Canada,
China.
No, not China. China's in like this new one. It's America, Germany, Canada, like the United Kingdom, probably like France, and I don't know who else. But now the new one is BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India.
That just timed out. Is that going to be a problem?
So it's Brazil, Russia, India, China. I think.
Kansas?
No, I think North Korea maybe or something. No, I forgot what this would. No, it's a C. The BRICS.
Yeah, but those are the countries.
Wait, Brazil, Russia, India. Maybe not.
Yeah, and those are all the countries that.
Well, so those are now.
Right?
Well, so now they're Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Oh, I was saying it right the whole time. I thought there was something else. I thought there was an N in it.
And BRICS?
Or no, maybe. No, I guess that's what it is. Well, anyways, they're pretty much like they're trying to like the American dollar is like the currency used for global trade, like, and now they're trying to like
push
reverse that,
yeah.
and it's like they're teaming up, and it's like I don't know what the number is, whether it's like their GDP or like their trade volume or whatever, but like obviously America makes up a whole ton of it, but it's like everything's from China. Like realistically, for those countries, like why would they be using the dollar? Like it's like everything is made in fucking China. But like I'm sure I don't know. We need Mr. Root to explain that to us. He could break that down for us. But
yeah, it's like everything is based off the dollar, and the dollar is like based off of nothing.
It's based off debt.
Yeah, it's like we don't have any fucking gold or anything.
Yeah,
like,
it's literally based off
to bring
of debt.
back the gold standard, and then they just fucking. Like, they investigated, and then you never heard about it again, and it's like, that's because we don't have any fucking gold. They didn't want to alarm anybody. They realized we didn't have any fucking gold, and so they just stopped talking about it, and the money's based on fucking nothing.
Well, no, back in the 70s, like 71, they just eliminated the gold standard. Or the
and then it was Reagan or something was trying to bring it back, and they did an investigation.
Oh, yeah, because they don't know how much money they have in there. They don't have anything.
They did an investigation because he wanted to bring the gold standard back, and then all of a sudden you stopped hearing about it, and that's because obviously his investigation fucking brought up, oh, we don't have any gold, so we can't bring back the gold standard.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's all based on that. Like, and to understand better, it's like, all right, so during COVID, we just kept printing money. Like when we print money, our debt now goes up. They literally printed like. What, $6 trillion in fucking a year to give us stimulus checks? To give us like $1,000 in stimulus checks? The like total debt was only like 20-something billion, so to go, or 20-something trillion. So to go print 6 in 2 years, like that's why we have inflation right now.
Of course, and I just read in the since Ukraine popped off, like Biden's administration has given them a total of 17 bill. And they're just like have no problem just writing more checks and writing more checks. It's like, where is it fucking coming from, dude? A gallon of milk is like fucking $6.
Yeah, well, I know the thing with America giving countries money isn't a new thing because they'll just give countries money to like implement their laws. Like that's why it's like you go all around the world. It's like every country pretty much has drugs illegal because it's like you get these main countries that are like. You make it illegal in your country, here's some money. Your third world country, do this and we'll give you money. Do this, we'll put people in the country, like, in countries like third world countries, take that. Like, all right, you guys are going to give us money, you're going to send some Americans here, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, all right,
let's crooked politicians, like, fucking, have fucking
that's how they get
crooked-ass businesses in those countries and shit and wash fucking money.
Yeah, exactly. They have that, but it's like, mainly it's just about like America having control over these other countries. It's like, here, we'll keep feeding you, just keep doing what we want. So now we have more control over other parts of the world.
If you don't do what we say, we stop giving you the money. So it's like a form of like.
There's literally military bases in like every fucking country in the world. U.S. military base. Well, where's the fucking Chinese military base in America? Like, where's the fucking German military base in America? None. None. It's just you got American ones, but. There's literally, like, Germany, like, Japan, China, like, they just, North Korea, South Korea. It's like, what do you got? Why do you got all these bases? Like,
Just
It's because we're the powerhouse.
we are, but they're trying to take that away from us. And I strongly believe we're gonna, in our lifetime, we'll see something like that. Because now
there's going to be big changes and shit for sure.
One of the big things is that, and us three are 100% the problem because we're almost 30 and we don't have kids. We're fucking not the world's repopulation rate is gonna eventually, we're gonna have all these older people starting to die off. And now you have, like, because I'm sure, like, the generation before us, like my older brother's generation, they, like, you didn't have a kid to lose 30 as well. Like, we're not the first ones putting it off, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to have a time where it's like people are dying off, but there's not people filling in. So, like, we'll see in the future, or maybe we won't, but there's going to be a time where it's like there's going to be, if there isn't, like, technology taking over the jobs, there's going to be a point in time where there's going to be jobs that, like, we don't have enough people to fucking... But...
Yeah, as much people as there are now, like, there's not enough being born.
Right, but the plus side to that now is if you're living in that and you have an actual skill, you're worth way more than... Because now it's like, okay, you need someone to fix your plumbing. Like, all right, only a few people know how to do that, you know? But then, you know, on the other hand, it's like, because of that, it's like now you have less people contributing money, working for money, like for our country to have so much money and stuff. Like, you got people working, generating the economy, making a move and stuff.
Yeah. So when you fucking said America was 200 years old, like, that fucking made me remember. I just heard somebody say that, like, there were guys alive, there were people alive that fought in the Civil War that also saw the atom bomb in World War II.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a fucking jump from, like, muskets to the atom bomb. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just like, that process is just ever evolving, where it's just like that person saw that much in fucking his fucking 80 years or whatever, and it's like, the next 80 years, fucking, it's just multiplied. Like, it's, you know, it's come so much further than that. Like, it's crazy.
But before,
like, now, like, just America has enough fucking nukes to nuke the entire world, like, 13 times.
That's the thing. Like, the whole thing about nukes is it's either everyone has them or no one has them. Because if everybody has them, that means if one person shoots them,
yeah, it's just
anyone else can shoot them off. Yeah, so that's why it's like, that's why all these countries have them. It's like, even when it's like, oh, Iraq, Iran, like, with the nuclear weapons, like, it's like, you know, they might have, I think with them, they were, like, breaking the treaty where they had more than they were supposed to have, but it's like, them having nukes is, like, not a wrong thing. Like, they're a country, like, they need to protect their country. If every other country in the world has nukes, like, how do you protect yourself from countries with nukes? You need to have fucking nukes. Like, you know, like, even, like, World War One, like, dude, during World War One, like, the world was just run by, like, kings and queens still, like early 1900s, like, it wasn't really, like, there was presidents over here, but it was mainly, like, kings, queens, like, they were running the countries. They were all related to each other, and then, like, during the World War, like, all that changed.
Yeah.
I just realized that, like, the other day, that, like, the world was literally run by kings and queens that were all related to each other, like 1920, like, for years prior to that. Did the war really happen because they were really trying to get them out of power, or did the kings and queens, the family that was, like, running the whole world, did they have, like, a plan where, like, all right, we can't keep being the show people, like when Archduke Ferdinand Francis was shot? You know who that is?
I don't remember him, though.
World War I started because of it.
Oh, dude. You're a fucking history sponge, dude. What the hell?
You know where I learned that?
Mr. Roots class, yeah. Fucking dude, like, shot him in a crowd.
Yeah. I bet if you said the guy's name who shot him, I'd be like,
yeah.
Yeah, nah, he was that was the man, Mr. He knew how to, like, he knew how to explain stuff to where it stuck, and, like,
making us write, like, 5 paragraphs about everything on every test is, like, makes you remember it too.
Except for me. I don't remember a single essay I fucking wrote in that class.
Nah, I don't really remember it either, but It's, you know what it was? Because he, majority of the time in his class, like, he would talk about something that had nothing to do with the actual class. Like, we just been talking about Ben Bernanke, the Federal Reserve, like, Freddie Mac, like, the whole thing.
Shit, it actually mattered.
Exactly. You know what happened in 2008?
What?
Listen, you're gonna have to go back to high school to figure that one out.
I don't know. A lot happened in 2008. So
the economy collapsed.
Yeah, the
you know why?
Why?
You don't know?
I don't remember. I smoked a lot of pot. You're hitting the head
It's
for
like the Federal Reserve, just all the banks, like just giving out loans that they fucking.
Pretty much, we're kind of seeing it happen now with all these banks collapse. Pretty much, they were writing loans to people.
They were giving free money.
They were giving not even free money. They were It'd be like, fucking, say you're working your job now. You just go into a bank and a fucking $1 million loan for a house.
Mm-hmm.
Could you afford $1 million 30-year loan on a house? Like,
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So giving them to anybody.
So they were just giving them to people because the people that were writing them, they were getting commissions. Like, I know this dude who's like my older brother. He's like probably 10 years older than us, and like his first job out of college, and like he didn't even graduate college. Like, he was in his senior year and he got the job. He was working for BlackRock, which is like a hedge fund or some shit like that. And I haven't seen him in a bit, but he would tell me all the time that like his job was literally responsible for the economy going bad, because it's like, he was like, dude, like, you're going to the Christmas party and they're giving out like Escalades, they're giving out like fucking $50,000 bonuses to people who are giving out the most loans and stuff. So when that's your incentive, it's like, dude, you want fucking a $20 million loan? I don't care if you make $2. Let's fucking get exactly.
Your kid wants it. There you go.
Exactly. So that was like the main thing with the houses and shit. But then it was also banks, like, they were also letting out money they just didn't have. And then when people wanted to go take which isn't illegal, banks are 100% allowed to loan. Like, I think they only have to have 10% of the money that they want to loan out. But when you have customers coming and trying to take all the money out of the bank, like, if they don't have the money, like, that's when shit starts going down.
Yeah, that's when fucking dudes show up outside the fucking bank with fucking boomsticks.
You said BlackRock. Isn't there a protest in France going on right now, and fucking the protesters stormed the main building? I'm pretty sure it's BlackRock.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's like a hedge fund, I think.
Yeah, but the main location, I think, I'm pretty sure it's BlackRock.
I think they have one in New York, but it's probably worldwide. It's probably every major city, like, you know, a job that's given out like 50,000 bonuses is probably like a pretty solid job to have.
Yeah, no, there's hella riots going on in France right now. But the crazy thing is, you don't see any news media fucking covering that.
Oh yeah, no, you know what the riots are about?
It's because they want to raise the age for
Social Security or something, where you have to work like 2 more years.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's like people are already barely getting to 65. Like, if the death age for a man, average death age is 72, and you have to be 65. It's like, how are you fucking gonna push them up another 2 years?
Well, so the thing is,
like, what the fuck?
So. And I haven't done any research into this, but ourselves are also like, the country will eventually see the same thing, because it's like, because how do you get that fucking Social Security? The younger people are paying it. The people still working. That's how you pay into it your whole life. And the thing is, like, the population is going to keep. Well, now people are living longer. Like, people are literally living a whole lot fucking longer than they used to. Like, people living, like, dude, 100 years ago, like, 150 years ago, like, living to 40 was fucking
was considered a good job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people did not live that long. Now people live a lot longer. Like, dude, I feel like you go watch a movie from like the 90s or like a TV show, and like someone's like 50 years old, like they look like ancient opposed to how a 50-year-old looks now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a whole. People don't. I think people might just not act as old as they are. Like, it might be some type of mentality, but like, realistically, like, majority of people are probably gonna have to work past their, what's it, 65 you could get it or something.
Most fucking old people end up working like until they die. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Even if you get a pension, most people just go. It's like, oh yeah, I'm retiring to go work a minimum wage job because I got a pension now.
Yeah, it's like,
No, the main point of that was kind of bring up what that was. Again, you don't see any news media is covering that because, okay, France came together and caused like this big ass riot. Like, I don't mean like a riot like here and there. It's a fucking big ass
Oh yeah, they're
riot
burning shit down.
over retirement age going up 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Now,
they don't want to condone that in America.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Because like if something like I'm not saying that's little, but something as little as that can like unite all these people. Imagine again, like we figure out like all these politicians are fucking robbing us blind.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. See.
So what's stopping all the American population to fucking just come together and be like, all right, get these guys out of fucking power?
Yeah. Like, look at how many politicians are like, it's like your job, your salary is $250K a year. Like, why are you pulling in fucking 15 mil a year, Nancy?
Oh, dude, you can literally, bro. It's insane how many politicians just like openly fucking inside trade have like it'll be like.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi fucking does that all the time.
She does it all the time. Her husband, but
her and her husband fucking like invented that game.
Dude, there's people that'll be like, you know, it'll be like they have like a solid connection with the company, and it'll be like the company's making an announcement to like for something, and it's like the politician will literally sell it right before day before the announcement. It's like, bro, like you're pretty much on the board of that company, like, like what the fuck, dude? And they do it openly, like people. Dude, there's Twitter pages you can just where they blow up the politician. They do it all day, all day. It's like how like that one chick in New York City. She's got 3 letters.
Oh, AOC?
Oh, yeah, AOC.
Yes.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Dude, she's worth.
She's
like,
such a stupid fucking bitch, dude.
Really?
She's worth fucking.
She's worth so much money, dude, and she hasn't even been a politician that long. It's like, but that's the thing. It's like the way that they do it. It's legal. It's not bribes. It's lobbying.
She's such
so
a
it's
fucking
different. It's
dumb,
like
dumb bitch, dude. I hate
they
it.
all. But that's the thing. It's like, dude, anyone who like you go to even if you're for whatever reason your life goal is to be like a politician. Once you end up in that fucking thing, it's like, dude, there's only 500 senators and House of Representatives that have this poll. Like, how many fucking people are just like, you know, oh yeah, do this, I need this, like I need you to pass this law, I need you, and it's like, all right, it ain't my money, I just gotta fucking make a suggestion or sign it, but it's
greased up,
dude. It's legal. It's the thing. It's lobbying. It's not bribe. They're not doing bribes or lobbying. It's like kind of different.
It's a play on words, is what it is.
Yeah.
Fucking
It is exactly. It's 100% a bribe, but it's exactly. It's like, oh, now we're doing this, but that's the thing. It's like when it's like, oh, the politicians are corrupt. It's like, yeah, they're corrupt because the shit that they're doing is fucked up, but it's like technically they're doing it legally. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not saying it's legal. It's like just immoral.
Exactly, but they do it legally, where it's like, oh, I can't get in trouble. I'm doing it legally. Like, this is the way it goes.
And then these people are just laughing to the fucking bank while all any of us fucking peasants are talking about is like fucking Target selling fucking like, you know, rainbow shit to your fucking kids and fucking, you know, whether or not it should be legal to give your kids fucking hormone blockers or to cut a fucking giant chunk off your daughter's leg just to make a fucking burrito where her fucking vagina should be.
Why would you cut off her leg?
Dude, the fucking, that's how a fucking F to M trans surgery works, dude, is they basically, they fucking take off the fucking, like, skin and flesh from either your arm or your leg, and they just fucking roll it up into a fucking snack wrap, dude, and just attach it to where their fucking puss is.
Fucking Vienna sauce.
And it's like, so now you're just rocking a full-on fucking, like, snuffleupagus horn.
But it's
exactly. But you just have a meat sock. Well, now she's fucking
dude.
Now she's a dude because she has her fucking forearm attached to her fucking puss.
Fucking packing heat now.
It will never get hard. It will never get hard. You won't be able to urinate with it. You won't be able to fuck with it. You won't be able to fucking do anything with it. But let's give it to a fucking 16-year-old girl. She won't regret that when she's fucking older.
Exactly.
Dude, so
it's absolutely insane.
Wait. This may be fictional, it may be truthful, but let's see. So, I heard a story about this. So, this dude's teacher, who's a man, got a sex change to be a girl. They used the teacher's testicles to put it in his knees to make him taller so he could play basketball.
False.
And then,
That's just not
and
true.
then, wait, and then the dude's dad who started playing basketball.
What kind of testicle
Dude,
had?
they made him into a dolphin. The dude's dad after.
What kind of testicle
Fucking
had?
Kyle and,
7/8 inch, dude.
You talking about sex? Oh my god! I played the whole episode. I played the episode in my head.
Just like I wanted to be a dolphin my whole life.
Try sneaking that one in there.
Yeah,
But it's insane. Like imagine just letting your fucking first grader, just like, oh yeah, let's put you on fucking hormone blockers. You definitely are a boy. Oh, you're a fucking girl, but you say you're a boy. I believe you.
Why?
Let's go ahead and block those hormones, sweetheart.
It's
just like that's crazy. You know what I was doing in fucking first grade? Like,
Yeah, why does it matter if a 6-year-old has a dick or a vagina?
I identified as a fucking ninja when I was 7.
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
does it matter what sexual organ they have?
That's what I'm saying,
If they're a
like-
little kid, like they're not using it like that. They shouldn't be at least.
It's insane, dude. Like I fucking have transed a couple times, dude. I've been a fucking girl for Halloween at least 2-3 times. It's fucking fun.
I'm needing some backstory, man. What kind of girl were you?
Oh, I remember you coming to
I was a
school
naughty
as a
girl,
chick.
dude. So I was a naughty, busty, buxom girl, but
I definitely remember you coming
that
to
was just a
elementary school
fucking-
as a chick.
yeah, it's just like, you know.
Yeah, for
So
Halloween.
I'm glad my mom wasn't just like, oh, that's what you want to be for Halloween. Like, let's
To the
fucking
doctor.
yeah, it's just like let's fucking cut that penis. Let's cut that penis up the middle and fucking turn it inside out.
It's like your sister wants to play basketball.
Oh my god, it's insane, dude.
But like, you can also blame that on bad parenting too, because like, what parent? Like, I don't care like who you are. Like like you said, if my kid came up to me saying, "Oh, daddy, I'm a girl. It's like,
Yeah,
I'd be like, shut
it's
up,
like, and I'm
no.
and I'm
Like,
fucking
no way.
Jimmy Buffett. Like,
It's like, yeah,
cool.
son, it would be great to have a pair of tits to play with, but I don't. So that's why.
it's like I went to my niece's dance recital this last weekend, and it was fucking it was adorable. Like seeing her fucking dance, she absolutely killed it. She's fucking 3, but fucking murdered it. But it's like they had all age groups, and it's like there were 2 boys like and it's straight up fucking like all girl dances and whatnot. So it's like
You talking like ballet or like?
they had tap, jazz, ballet,
Okay.
and like some like hip hop, but it's like jazz hip hop. You know, it's literally it's meant for little girls.
TikTok?
Like
TikTok dance.
so they put you know, like this chick threw her fucking kid in there. This kid couldn't have been older than like 3, and he's fucking out there with all these girls in this fucking like sequin shirt. And it's just like, this kid, like, he didn't tell you, like, oh, mommy, I want to dance. And if he did come up to you and tell you that, turn on some fucking music.
They definitely
and let him have at it. But you don't need to fucking put your kid in an all-girls fucking dance school. Like, you're virtue signaling. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, then on the other hand, there was a kid that was, like, a junior in high school. He was clearly, like, one of those dudes that's a fucking theater kid. Like, he's fucking jumping all over the place. He's fucking dancing like a fucking bird. Like, that kid... He was in the right place. He wanted to be there. Like, it's so funny, dude. Like, Rachel danced when she was a kid, so she's like, watch. Like, on the way there, she's like, watch. We're gonna see at least like 1 or 2 boys. And then it's like, so when these junior and senior girls come out, and one of them's a boy, like, she's just like, basically like, I told you so. Like, I'm still holding out hope. I'm just like, no. Like, maybe they just needed to bring a fucking, like, manly fucking feel to this dance, like a sense of fucking power. Like, he's just gonna come in and he's gonna fucking, yeah, like, he's gonna shut it down, like, in a manly way. Absolutely not, dude. Kid fucking hit every fucking step and beat, like, no different than these females. Like, you would think they would center... It's like, okay, we have a guy, this is something different. We can center a dance around him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, he was just one of the gals. Like, he was just fucking hitting everything, dude. Like,
Rachel called it out. Immediately called it out.
But no, like, that kid clearly was doing what he wanted to do, whereas, like, the younger kid,
He wasn't into it.
Yeah, he could. Who knows what he's into? Like, the kid, he was in that age group where it's like none of them knew what they were doing up
the
there.
Parents,
so it's like, why is
at the age
like,
group where the parents is like, let's see what sports he likes, or let's see what activities.
Yeah, it's just like, why is he here? Like, just because you wanted a daughter, or like,
I mean,
you
but
want
it
a
could
virtue
be.
signal.
I mean, kids talk. Do kids talk at 3 years old or no? Not yet.
Nobody at 3 years old says, "Mommy, sign me up for dance."
No, I know.
Like, if he says, "Mommy, I want to dance," then fucking turn on some fucking Wiggles fruit salad. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I get
it's
that,
fucking,
but like,
he can hit a jig. He can get fucking sturdy.
Yeah, see,
I don't give a damn, but I don't fucking sign that boy up. Like, that's crazy.
See, the only thing I'm thinking of a 3-year-old is like probably gonna spit on me because kids like to do that to me, but
we should address that later.
Dude, anytime bad experience with kids most of the time. They spit on me all the time, but
that's cool.
Dude, they spit on me. They step on my shoes.
Is that a kink, dude?
Oh
no! It really tests my will and my patience. I'm just like,
yeah, to not hit another person's kid.
I know that's very
listen, he is a human being himself.
Oh my god! Have you ever seen Killer Season? Fucking a movie with Cameron. It's like he fucking catches his op, dude, and like I'm pretty sure earlier in the movie, like, they tried to shoot him, like, with his kid there, and like, so while like towards the end of the movie, he fucking catches his op's with his kid, dude. He like shoots this dude, and then like his little girl's right there, and you can see him like contemplating whether he's gonna shoot her or not, and he just fucking spits in this fucking like 5-year-old girl's face, dude, and fucking runs. It's like, Cameron, you dog.
Oh, he did it right. That was the right choice. Good on him.
Fucking spits right on her, fucking right between the eyes, dude.
Dude, oh my god,
So it all comes down to bad parenting. I'm sorry, like I'm not. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like if you
your kid's it's like, dude, and what are you supposed to do when a 3-year-old spits at you or like steps on your shoe? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Tell the kid to fuck off. Like what? Like what do you mean? Like I don't know. Exactly. You tell me this kid walk up to you and be like a full-on just loogie, or like,
dude, I've got multiple experiences, dude.
Why do you live in one?
You should have a fucking list, dude, because I would fucking, those parents would be fucking on my list for fucking some get back, dude.
Some fucking thick loogies on their forehead.
I'm talking about dropping hammers, dude.
Oh, nah, I'm not gonna do it because I might get in trouble if I drop them on.
Oh, okay. So I see. So if a 3-year-old,
I mean, doubt that they watch this podcast.
Dude, everybody watches this podcast. It's fucking. This is.
I know, but it'd be like
syndicated.
It'd be like
it's like Seinfeld.
Someone's family member that I don't have added on Facebook, but who knows?
So again, are these kids coming up to you and just like hawking?
Dude, they like just like minding my own business, and then just like stepping on my fucking shoes, and then like fucking, I'm like ignoring them, like leave me alone, and then it would be like, I'm like, oh, finally the thing's fucking leaving me alone, and then just like,
no, oh my god, no, I would have smacked him upside his head,
dude, and I've had that happen to me with the kid I was just thinking of. Like 2 times, and then the one time, dude, the first time it happened, like,
You just like, come here.
Dude, wait. It did that.
Like, come here, I got some fucking games on my phone. Dude,
it did that.
One right
dude, it did that, and then mind you, besides for that, it was cousins with 3 other girls that I was around, and they, like, it was just being a dickhead to them, like, it doesn't spit on them, but, like, it was a bad kid. So, like, you know, they're ignoring it, and then the mom comes over.
This fucking kid on hormone blockers.
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
The mom comes over and was just, like, trying to make everyone feel bad. They're like, well, since everyone's just ignoring him, like, I'm going to take him home. We're obviously not want to hear. And then, like, I'm just like, yes, fuck yeah, and then everybody else like, no, don't go, it's fine. But then like after they say that, they're just like, oh, like good, fucking leave with your kid. Like your kid's being the bad one. Don't come make us feel bad for ignoring him. Tell him he's got fucking behave.
Bro, no one would ignore that kid if they would know. Yeah. Stop spitting on us.
Like, it's like funny you mentioned fucking ignore, because you're ignoring the fucking phlegm he just put on the back of my neck.
That's the more recent kid that it's happened with. But like I've had it happen with at least 2 other kids in the past, and like
these kids are probably in a fucking some sort of forum or Facebook group where they just fucking communicate. They're just like fucking spit on this fucking fucker in the bucket hat.
Yeah, but the thing is like this the most recent time, like 2019, maybe 2020. For that hadn't happened since like 2014, 2015. So like the second kid wasn't even born yet when the first kid was doing it.
This is generational.
They're not even related, dude.
I don't know, man.
They don't even look alike. They're different skin color, different ethnicities, like completely 2 different people. But they spit on me, and it's not even like I could prepare for it, like, oh, this kid's about to spit on me. Like the first time it happened, it was just like a surprise. Like I'm just minding my business, like not ignoring the kid, but talking to the people that I'm with, like someone else's kid, and then just like I forgot what it did. It's like, all right, yep, ignored it because like, listen, man, I don't want to talk to a little kid, like, and then just dude, and then next thing I know, I just fucking I feel I'm like what, and then like what the fuck was the kid's name?
Jarvis?
No.
Seems like a Ronald.
Fuck, I forgot what his name was.
Shit.
Yeah. When if the name came to me, it would be like, yeah, it sounds like a piece of shit. But then the parents were like, oh no, don't do. Oh, Vern, that was the fucking kid's name. Oh my!
So you got fucking spit in the face by some fucking big dude who drives truck.
No, fucking like 4-year-old.
Oh my god! It's like, a guy named Vern turned 4 and fucking 19 too, dude. Like that's crazy.
No.
Oh my god! Last time I heard the fucking name,
2015.
Oh my god, dude! Last time I heard Vern, that was the fucking turtle from Over the Hedge, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
That movie with the animals?
It's a nasty movie, animated.
Solid animation.
The
raccoon and the fucking cracked out squirrel with the cookie.
Yeah, Bruce Willis plays the coon.
Oh shit!
He liked the cookie.
It's a classic. It's a classic. So we're very fucking poly-charged on this episode. Fucking getting political. Is there anything fucking...
Is there more beer?
Oh, wait.
Oh, I thought that last one you guys took, I thought it was like, that was it.
I mean, now there's one more left, so that's
okay.
Fight to the death situation right there.
We could talk. You ever seen, what do you think, what's your opinions on the moon landing? Real? Faked?
Fake.
Faked?
Fake.
You think that just the video they showed us is fake, or the whole thing is fake?
I think the video that we've seen was fake.
But you think that he actually went on the moon?
I don't think he actually went on the moon, no.
Because there's 3 astronauts. You know when we went to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
When?
I don't know when.
We went to the moon. You ever seen Lizzie McGuire?
No.
Have you? It's 1969.
Or even Stevens, my bad. Yeah. We went to the moon in 1969, not 1968, but a year later.
Okay.
Went to the moon. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and like George something. George had to stay on the ship. I guess the other 2 went, but maybe only Neil Armstrong was the first one. Now there is, if you watch like their pre-flight interview.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have an opinion on whether we went there or not, but I think it's weird that China just announced that like they're predicting they'll be able to land a man on the moon by 2030. It's like, why is it going to take you 7 more years to do something that we did almost 70 years ago? No problem. Like, I get that there's no point to just go to the moon. Like, it's expensive to do. Like, we went there. Exactly. There's no resources really on there to take, at least that we know of, that they told us about. But, like, it's just not like it's just a fucking, you know, it's an asteroid that goes around our fucking our planet that we see that we're able to see every night. So there's no point. So that makes sense why it's like, all right, we went a few times, didn't go back. But it's like the fact that China is saying like, oh yeah, we'll be ready by 2030 to land a man on the moon. It's like, that's a long time. Like if you're putting in plan now that you want to land on the moon, like the tech should be there. Like the fucking computer on the ship that got us to the moon, like this is fucking that has a fucking 1,000 times better chip on it than fucking the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
why I don't really believe you. Like, okay, so again, the video, I don't believe the video being real just because, like, they want to sit there and say, like, oh, this is the first step on the moon, but who put the fucking camera on the moon to record the whole thing going on?
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense as that they can, like, they have telescopes that can fucking zoom in and clearly see, like, Mars and shit, like, way further than the moon, but, like, they could never zoom in enough to, like, see that flag or anything.
Yeah.
they can,
And, like, all the pictures we have from space, it's all, like, AI, like, enhanced and, like, you know, filtered and shit.
Yeah.
no, I mean, you could buy a fucking telescope and take, like, pretty good pictures of the, like, you could get, like, a
But that's what I mean, it's like,
$500.
if you're telling me you can get a telescope where you can see Mars, then we should be able to see that flag on the moon is way closer than Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's like a flag's a fucking speck opposed to, like, a fucking, Mars is, like, giant.
But you're saying, like, if you could zoom in and see something over here,
Well,
but something's right here, you should be able to zoom in close enough to see whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if I fucking, you know,
flag's tiny. It'd be like imagine looking at Earth from Google Maps and fucking trying to spot like a flag from there. It'd be a little hard.
I mean, I guess.
It'd be tiny, like it would kind of blend in. Yeah, I see. I'm not 100. You know what it is? I think they went to the moon, but so now there's like they did like a pre-flight interview, post-flight interview. Pre-flight, like they like you know you could tell they're wearing their personalities, like they're kind of excited. Then when you do the post-flight interview, it's like you can't say it's stage fright because the dudes did a pre-flight interview, and the people they were doing the post-flight interview, like apparently it wasn't even a whole lot of people there. Like obviously the world was eventually going to see it, but like recording, like for example, this podcast, we record it, like people are watching, you're not going to get stage fright, even in the, like, could be like, oh, this little section could go viral and fucking a bajillion people could see it. It's like, because no one's physically watching you, you're not going to get that same stage fright.
Yeah.
Dude, these dudes are, like, nervous as fuck, and it's like, you would have thought, like, they were excited to go to the moon. They fucking got there. You'd think the post-flight interview would be, like, fucking joyous, like, it's just, like, the way they're talking, it's like it's like someone who's like giving a presentation that like they have no information on, and it's like did they go to the moon? Are they just nervous because it's like, oh okay, like yeah, we went to the moon, but like obviously we don't have a video, but they want us to use a video, and like these are just some men with integrity, but it's like, well, I'm the first person to go onto the moon, like I'm one of a bajillion pretty much, like at the time, it's like I just gotta let it be, like I want to. Or is it like they went on there and they saw some fucking crazy shit, and it's like, oh, no, can't tell you. You'll never see the back side of the moon. They call it dark side of the moon because I don't think the moon. I think the moon
doesn't. The moon rotates around.
But it doesn't rotate itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't spin like how we have night and day. Like our Earth goes this way while also going around.
Yeah.
The moon just circles around, but it keeps the one face to the fucking, like, the gravity. So
it revolves around Earth, but doesn't rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it revolves, but the Earth revolves. There's the Earth revolves, and that stays still.
Makes sense.
The sun stays still, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The moon probably stays. No, because there's times where it'll be in front of the sun, so it definitely moves with it. But yeah, you can't see the back side of it. You can only see the front side of it. Like that's Pink Floyd's got the dark side of the moon.
Kind of,
and that's where the Decepticons were in fucking Transformers 3.
And that's what they found on the moon. Decepticons. But you kind of fell off the whole flat Earth thing.
Oh well, well that's the thing. I never really got too deep into the whole flat Earth part. I just know some of the stuff I was looking into, or not even I was looking into. I was just seeing was like 100% like part of that, like the whole ice wall thing. It's like, because then you'll have people that go on that ice wall thing, and it's like there's dimensions, like the Earth. It goes like this or something, or wait, maybe the Earth is like round like this or something, is what the ice wall is, and then the ice wall is round. Like the Earth is supposed to be flat, but it's like a circle in the middle, and then there's a white ring around it, and that's the ice wall.
So the planet is like a dinner plate, kind of. What you're saying?
Yeah, and then it's like exactly. Like something like flows through the bottom and goes up, and there's like different layers of it, or some shit like that. But it's like, so now the main thing with aliens is that a lot, like when you think aliens, you're like, all right, something in a spaceship, it's coming from a whole nother.
No, I think
it's something that
I think it's xenomorphs. Those motherfuckers.
What's that?
Alien vs Predator. Those aliens.
Well, it's probably more so like there's other dimensions like that we exist, like this is 3-dimension, but like there's also fucking a bajillion radio waves flying across this room right now that we can't see from this computer connecting to the Wi-Fi, my phone just sending shit out here. Like, and there's waves just fucking going through here that like we can't see, but there's like glasses or fucking goggles we could put on, and like that's a whole different like dimension pretty much. It's like how many other dimensions are there like that we can't see? Like you have radio waves, you have frequencies, like
I don't know if that's like dimensions, more or less is like light refractions and reflections and all that stuff.
yeah, but I think they're considered dimensions still because
See, I don't know. I'm not.
Dimensions. I think dimensions are considered the way you see things. Like, that's why it's like 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. Like it's all the way you perceive things. So I can see why they would consider that a different dimension if it's something your eyes can't perceive.
exactly. So it's also like on top of that, it's like I'm not very religious, but I've definitely tripped balls and met like a presence entity type thing where it's like I've only met it a few times, but anytime
we're boys.
well, no, not that we're boys, but it's like the few experiences that I've had with it, like I could always tell it's the same thing, and like it communicates without using
Words.
yeah, communicates through the acid and just fucking tells me what
It's just vibes.
I believe that's an extent because my bad acid trip, like I definitely can believe like there was something else talking to me. Like I can't put it into words, but something was talking to me, but it was enough to scare the piss out of me to where I don't want to see or hear it again.
Dude,
So.
the last time I had a trip, dude, without going too much into it, dude, I like was asking myself a question in my head. Well, first I was just talking to myself. I sound crazy, and then I asked myself a question in my head, and then I like as soon as I asked that question, like we were watching like the '99 Woodstock documentary, but I had the captions on, and like the words that the dude said, like as soon as I said that question in my head was like the perfect response, and like now mind you. Like, I hadn't taken, like, it had been at least, like, 8-9 hours since I had even taken it. So, like, I wasn't tripping, but, like, I couldn't really fall asleep. Dude, as soon as that happened, like, I just got, like, pulled through the TV. It was talking to me and shit. It was, like, dude, and then when it was over, like, you know, I had someone there. I'm like, dude, like, you believe what just happened? He's like, what?
Exactly.
It's like, you didn't see that? It's like, oh, he's like, and then, like, he just brings something about it. I was like, I gotta fucking rewind it and rewatch it. He was like, oh, alright, and then I'm like, actually, nah, I don't want to go through that again. Like, I was like, I don't want, but that was, like, a pretty... Whatever was making that TV talk, it was that entity again.
And the fucked up thing was the TV was talking to me too on my bad acid trip. That's what I'm saying. I was like, like I can't go back to that.
Yeah, it's like
because I feel like when you're tripping, like you don't imagine shit out of nowhere like that isn't there. So it's like
shit
you
kinda
watching
morphs that's there.
exactly. So you watching the TV, it's like the voice of the TV will change into something, and
Don't-
your brain might make you hear something from that.
Exactly.
But it's like if there was like if you were in a room silent, it would just be your thought. Like I don't think you would fucking like you're not gonna. Your brain isn't gonna fucking make up this whole fucking voice. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see that. Like,
but that's the thing. It wasn't making up a voice. It was literally using like it was a documentary. So there's all these different characters. Like you have the lead singer of Korn. You got people and it's like, but it was just like the way that these things were like. Because I rewatched it. None of the shit that it said, besides for that first line that stuck with my question, like that first line was in the documentary. I rechecked it.
that's what I'm saying. But then
Everything
else
after
just was.
that
That's what I mean. It's like
was not in the documentary at all. But it was like very. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm not religious, but like I definitely believe that. Whether it's a being or it's just the universe itself, there's some type of like higher power that, or not, some type of energy.
Higher self.
There's something that like is a part of the universe that like, you know, makes it work in some way, shape, or form. Again, whether it's like, you ever heard of The Secret? Like the book The Secret, where it's like, what the fuck's it called? The whole thing is like it's like pretty much you're just positive thinking. Like if you think it, you can achieve it or you can make it.
Law of attraction.
Yes, law of attraction. Now look at the law of attraction and how that works, and then look at when people go and they pray to like a god and stuff. It's literally the same fucking thing. It's just like, and that's the other thing. It's like now when you think about like, all right, you know the Big Bang. It's like what existed before the Big Bang. It's like, oh, nothing. It was just a space of stuff floating around. What kind of stuff floating around? Oh, it was just a space. But what kind of space? Oh, it was just space. We don't know. It was just like a space of. That don't make sense. How big was the space? Like, what was it? Why did it explode and do all? When you think about it, it'll blow your fucking mind instead of just being like, oh, there's some dude in the sky. He fucking made it. A lot easier to take in than when you think of like, oh, what was before the Big Bang? Like the Big Bang when it exploded, the universe was created. Nothing. It was just a space of like heat and stuff. It's like, all right, well, they don't know specifically. They just know it was a space that had heat and stuff and it exploded. But it's like, well, how big was it? It's like, well, that's the thing. Our minds would never be able to fully understand what existed before the Big Bang. Even if we had it written out right in front of us, like our brains would never be able to understand and process the concept of like what was before the Big Bang. So it's like when people start thinking like, oh, what was before this? What was before that? It's like it gets real hard to fucking, you know, real difficult. It's like, oh, there's a dude, he made it. Like that's a better way to fucking put it, you know?
A simpler way to put it.
Exactly, and it's like, again, like, dude, you could drive yourself crazy thinking about it. It's like, oh, because then once you die, it's like the world just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever, and you're just gone. You fucking fade into the existence, and then for a never-ending amount of time after, the world is just going to exist and exist and exist, and you'll just fade into the
it's so like I could drive myself fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, when you think about stuff like that,
about like death and shit,
and
like,
how it just the thing that fucks with me is how it just goes on forever and ever and ever. Like there's no stop. It's not like there's like a fully end. I mean, there might be a fully end, but it's like that's the thing. But once we die, it's like, okay, what's the end of the universe ends? But it's like there's that space that existed before you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. It's like that's what people don't want to like come to grips with or like believe is that like all of this shit is fucking temporary. Like there's a lot of scientists that believe like that we're fucking on the cusp of like another ice age and shit. Like there's like scientists that believe that there's fucking was civilization way before us as advanced or more advanced than us.
That's what I was saying.
Something natural just fucking wiped them out, and it's like a natural reset. Like, but either way, it's like something's gonna happen. Like, and but that's, you know, it's like who knows whether we'll be around for it. I'm sure we won't. But fucking, it's just crazy. And then that's another thing. It's like like I said, I could fucking drive myself nuts sitting here like thinking about fucking death. Like that was, I remember that, like, death has scared me for so fucking long. Like, not only my own death, but like fucking, you know, the people you love dying. Like, I remember being a little ass kid and like not being up at night from like watching like a movie or something that was scary. Like, I would be up at night thinking like my mom's gonna die one day. Like, that's great, like that, and then that I would just be fucking sad as fuck. Like, it's like that fucking just bums me out so much.
Dude, I remember the first funeral I went to. It was like my pop's like sister, like someone I had never met before, but like for whatever reason we went to the funeral, and I was like maybe 4 or 5, so like my brother was probably like 3, 4. Well, he was a little bit older because I remember going into the bathroom with him, but like I just remember this lady died, and like my questions were more so like, oh, like where'd you go, like where. Like, innocent questions, but it's like the answers that I heard, they're not, because all that I could think of, and like when I really think about it, it'll fucking make my chest like get kind of tight, and it's just the fact that it's like, I would just remember like, oh, she's gone, like she's not coming back, I'm just like, oh wow, like forever, and then like I just remember thinking about the fucking concept of forever, and I was like, oh, one day I'll die. I was like, and I'll just go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And it's like, but what, like, what? And I just remember being like, but once I die, like, what am I doing for this forever? Am I just like, do I have any thoughts? Am I just gone? Am I like there? But I'm like, damn, this sucks that I'm just stuck in here forever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You ever go to a flotation spa, the float spa?
No. I would love to.
I did that once. All right. And you have the choice to either like do it like in the pitch black or like, you know, there's like little lights and all stuff you can put in there. I tried to do the pitch black. I honestly did that, and you're probably in there for like, you can be there for like a 30 hour and a half increments. Me and Sam did ours for I think 2 hours. It was 2 hours. I was in that motherfucker for what I thought was 15 minutes, but it turned out to be 2 hours. So when I got out of there, like I felt refreshed and everything, but in my mind I'm thinking like, people believe that death is just black, quiet nothingness, like absolute nothingness. And I experienced that nothingness for 2 hours, but I thought it was only 15 minutes. And after that, like I kind of like sat there and like, call me crazy, like, if that's death, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind that. I don't mind that. Like, it's just like, there was like, obviously there was thoughts, but like, I was just like, nothing was bothering me. Like, you literally just floating there, just in pitch darkness, just like.
Did you have like because I've heard people do those and they'll have like psychedelic experiences, or no?
I mean, I wouldn't call it psychedelic, but it definitely is. It's something I feel like everyone should experience.
I definitely want to. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I know it's like $100 or something, right?
I mean, when me and Sam did it, was like for both of us, we got like a deal. I think it was like 190 for both of us.
With 90.
Like I said, we floated for 2 hours, and then we have like a little auction bar. But
I wanted to do it for a minute, but
do it. Like I said, like that, because beforehand, like that scared the fuck out of me. The thought of like eternal, like just nothingness, darkness.
See,
like,
dying never
That's not the part. That's not the part that scares me.
Yeah, dying is dying. The internal part is what scares me.
Being dead doesn't kill me. It's fucking. Being dead doesn't scare me. It's dying. Like that fucking. However long, like if you live long enough to where like you end up in a hospital. You know,
oh yeah,
when, you end up in a hospital like dying for like a week or two, and it's like your whole family's coming, and it's like that person walks in that you haven't seen in fucking 15 years, and you're just like, oh, I'm fucking dying. Like that's why all these people are here. Like that fucking scares the shit out of me. Not only for myself, but like just going through it with a couple family members. It's just like that's the worst thing in the world. It's just like I hate hospitals. Like I never want to fucking go through that. Like it's fucking crazy.
Especially with both my grandparents. Like they at the beginning of it, like they were both like in and out of the hospitals, and then it got to the point where we told them like, listen, like what's happening to them, and it turned out like, listen, like there's not much we can do. Like they're gonna go. So that's where it was like, listen, like then bring them home. Like just let them be home.
That's what it's. My mom passed away in a hospital bed in our house.
Yeah,
but it's like
that's how the grandparents was too.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather be in the house.
Yeah.
And all that shit than the hospital. Like I'll be damned if I die in the fucking hospital. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, I also when I get older, dude, I don't want to end up in a nursing home.
Yeah, there's just fucking no. There's
There's
no two ways about it, though. It's just like when you think about,
and it
like,
makes sense.
who's gonna have that burden exactly?
Yeah,
who's
it's
gonna
like
have that burden? Like
you gotta have money put aside for like aid or some shit. Otherwise, like Alyssa's grandma, she's like in her 70s, like probably mid 70s, but her husband died like 2 years ago, and she had like a decent sized house that she like built in Tom's River a while ago. She sold it, like has a decent amount. I'm assuming she's sitting on, but like her concern, like because I've heard her say multiple times, is that like I need to make sure I have that money for when I need to go somewhere, that I could have someone come. She's like, that I could have someone come to my house and take care of me, because I don't want. She's like, because I don't want to go get put in a nursing home, because that's the thing, and like it makes sense. Like realistically, it's like, for someone to have a job, and it's like if someone has a job, it's like they can't go take care of their mother who's gotten sick as well. It's like if they have to work and make money, it's like, so it's like, again, even if you're like, oh, okay, like nice, I have a place I can move my mom or my dad in who's sick, and I could take care of her. It's like
you still have
even eventually, but the thing exactly. You have to work, and the thing is like eventually there could be some shit that's like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, like okay, now they can't pee. Like now they need a catheter every time they need to go to the bathroom. It's like I can't do that every time. You know what I mean? It's like it's sad, but it's like that's the thing. It's like if you can't afford a nurse, it's like that's where someone ends up. But it's like, dude, been institutionalized, and like that's pretty much what happens. Like there's this dude that comes to my job, and like he's at this nursing home over by my job. He must be the only fucking dude that can walk or use his legs, because like he comes every morning, always broke, always spending his last 50 cents or $1 on 327 straight in box. Never hits. He's even told me it hasn't hit in like a certain amount of years. But he'll do that, and then like he'll come back, he'll be buying some shit, like because these old people that live there, like they can't walk to the store, they can't go out. So like this dude's relatively fit enough to walk around. Like probably doesn't need to even be in a nursing home. He's probably just like, oh, I don't have family. Like I can't afford a place. Like I could get put in here with like the state money or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and dude, he's their errand boy. Like he'll come multiple times and just like paper towels, like pack of cigarettes, another pack of cigarettes, like just rent because he can walk. And it's like, from seeing that, like I never even considered like, oh yeah, ending up in a nursing home probably sucks, until I realized that like this dude is like, they have this one dude who's just like the messenger who goes out, he gets the shit for them. It's like they're all just sitting there. It's like, it's not like it's like their family and friends. It's like, yeah, I'm sure they're making friends with like other old people that are in that place and stuff, but like it's still like you can't just go out. You don't have a car. Like you're pretty much
you're stuck in those walls.
Yeah, exactly. You're stuck there. It's like those people take care of you. And it's like maybe when you get older, like that's not as bad, because you're like, well, I don't want to be around people. I don't want to go out.
That's the thing. It's like once you get to, it sounds terrible now, but it's like when you get to that age, it's very rare that somebody just like wants to die. So it's just like, you're gonna that's still better than the alternative. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no, exactly. It just doesn't sound fucking.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like as much as I like, it would have been tough to see my mom like fucking, an old struggling old lady, and like eventually going to a nursing home and stuff. Is just like losing her at 50 wasn't better. It's just like. And, I'm sure, like I said, it's, you ask fucking most 75, 80-year-olds, it's just like, all right, you want to die now or, like, go into a nursing home? It's just like, all right, let me see how the nursing home is.
Yeah, right, exactly. Dude, you heard what Canada's doing now? You can fucking...
Yeah, if you're broke, you can literally...
euthanize yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
I don't even know if it's if you're broke. It's just
the one I saw, like, the reason I saw it was because...
It's just a method if you want.
Exactly. But the article I saw was a guy bringing attention to it because he's like, listen, like, I don't want to die, but, like, I'm too broke to live.
He's like, I can't live... that's right. He's getting kicked out of his apartment soon. The rent went up.
He's on social than be homeless.
Yeah, he's like, I'm on Social Security. He's like, the rent went up. I can't afford it with my Social Security. It's like, I don't want to be homeless. It's like, so I could take that. Like I don't know if it's you need to have like if it's only like special certain conditions, like someone has to be on hospice, but like that dude, he said that's the thing. You can't. Pain is like a thing where it's hard to tell someone's in pain because like someone could be in excruciating pain. It's like yeah, that first fucking month or two is gonna suck, but it's like it's still gonna suck after that. But they get used to it. They can fucking go throughout their day dealing with it and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like. Having pain, like that's probably one of the things that they, you know what I mean? Because that dude didn't look like he was like deathly ill, like he was walking around in the apartment and shit.
What brought up to me was I watched I listened to this podcast, Louder with Crowder, Steve Crowder and all that shit, and this I'm not gonna disrespect her. This young girl made a TikTok about her mom or grandma deciding to get assisted, I guess whatever it's
euthanasia,
called.
Suicide or euthanasia.
Yeah. And like, so I'm watching this TikTok of this girl, like she's like celebrating, like, oh, my grandmother decided she wants to go on her own turn, blah blah blah, and they started like talking, like, so grandma, like, why did you decide to do this? And she said, well, I'm getting to like, I think she was barely 70, nothing about pain or anything like that. She's not sick. She wasn't sick. She's like, I just don't want to be a burden to my kids and all that stuff, blah blah blah. I'm just like, I was like, how do you sit there and say like you're a burden to your kids, like? You're barely 70, like like you're not sick, like you walk, like you're fine. You're literally dancing on TikTok. So like, why do you want to die? Like why is your granddaughter like happy that you decided to die? Like it's like I can't wrap my head around it. Like I can't unless you. That
might just be something that the granddaughter did for fucking like TikTok.
Obviously it's publicity, but like you're sitting here like gloating that your grandmother wants to pretty much off herself.
Yeah.
So it's just a crazy concept to wrap my head around. Like I just can't unless you're deathly ill.
Yeah.
Why I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's insane. But
Canada's weird.
Yeah, that's definitely a fucked up. Because that's the thing, dude. People are so easily convinced that, like, all it would probably take for, like, someone who's easily convinced they're, like, influenceable is just, like, oh, you have this, like, I mean, we could do this, and it's going to cost this, that, third, but, like, the best option might just, because, like, a doctor is like, I fucking don't want to deal with this shit, like, you should just go this way, and then they're like, okay, like, that's what the doctor said, like, dude, dude, the older generation has a lot easier of a time just, like, obeying to authority and stuff, whereas, like, you know, later, like, after, like, people that are 80, like, when they're around, like, people just very modest, like, they you know, when they were kids,
yeah, like
their parents couldn't even.
Was good. Like,
yeah, exactly. Things were different. Like the woman stayed home, she was staying with mom. The husband worked, took care. You know, they had fucking white picket fence, fucking 5 kids, 2 cars, went on vacations.
American dream.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely different times now. But again, like you have people like that. It's like people back then are, you know, they were told like, oh, respect your elders, respect authority. And they were told they did that. Yeah. Like, you know, as time went on, like that wasn't cool anymore. Like they fucking made music and whole movements about just like fuck the man, like fuck the system. You know what I mean? Like so now it's like if I would when I'm 70, if I went to the doctor and the doctor recommended I take suicide, I'd be like, what the fuck are you? I'd be like, yo, who the fuck are you? I would be like, who the fuck are you? You do it. Like, what the fuck? Like, you do it. Don't tell me what. But then again, it's like, even people our age, dude, there's some people our age, and you can just tell it's like, or not, I guess not our age, but like, you know, younger, it could be our age too, where it's like, they just were like, their whole life's like, oh, you know, I was told to do this, I do this, I was told to do that, I do that, and it's like, it might start with just their parents and like their coach and shit, but then when it's like, oh, okay, like my boss told me to do this, like, you know, might be disrespectful, I'm gonna do it instead of saying something, you know what I mean? It's like, you have people that are like, oh, like even with COVID, it was like, oh, we said to do this, so do this. And, like, you know, at first people are like, all right, we don't know any better, so we'll just do it.
The amount of people that just put that fucking shot in their body, man, for no fucking reason.
I literally, when I got it, dude, the reason I got it...
Here, get this shot. And it's just like, I was like, maybe, we'll see. Like,
dude, the only reason...
Let me wait. I'll wait. I don't think I'm going to need it. And I didn't fucking need it.
I literally got it at the end of the summer because I was, like, waiting for Keen to be like, oh, you don't need it to go on campus. And it was like... hopefully it doesn't fucking kill me, the shot. But like at the time, I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just get the fucking shot. Like I want to go to school. I want to get it over with. Like I'm not gonna get any boosters. Like I'm doing the fucking one thing. I'm submitting the card if they say something. I guess I'll get the other one, but they never say anything about me only getting the fucking half one. So you know what I mean? But they just got rid of it, like not even that long ago. So it's like, oh, all right. So, but then it'd be like
unnecessary.
But then it would have been like, oh, okay. But then if I was at OCC, once you go back there, they probably would have required it or some bullshit. But now they're literally like all the shit that they're coming out and just being like, oh yeah, like all right, we said this, my bad. Like we didn't mean that.
They're not even saying my bad.
They're not saying my bad.
They're saying we never said that.
Yeah, they're not even saying my bad. They're like, oh yeah, this is what happens now. Like it was an emergency. We had to do it. Like that's their fucking their cop out. Like, oh, it was an emergency. We had to do it. I seen a whole video, dude. On not that long ago, it was like fucking the COVID dude. Fauci. He was like
Fauci.
Dude, it was some dude.
It's so foreign, dude.
Dude, listen. Dude, I work with a lot of Eastern guys. So he went and it was like him saying something about the shot like more recently, and then it just like went to a video right after he said that.
Exact opposite. Yeah.
No, it went to a video of them like going and doing like community outreach and like some hood like Chicago, Detroit, and then he goes and he's trying to get like this dude to do it, and the dude's like, he's like, oh man, I just don't trust the government. He's like, I'm not doing it. Like he's just like, okay. He's like,
Fauci's literally
he's just like
in a stoop.
Yeah, it's like he's at this dude's house and like he's got a group of people. He's in the hood and he's just like talking to this dude like, and the dude's just like saying all this shit and he's trying to be like the way he's laughing at his office like, oh okay, you'll see type of thing like, oh yeah, don't get the shot, and then like, you know, the guy ended up like going inside. He's like, I don't trust y'all. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I just don't trust y'all. He goes in the house, closes it. Like,
just the fact that you're here is sus.
Yeah, exactly. And Fauci's pretty much just like, oh, okay. He's like, all right, fun. Like pretty much in his head and the look on his eyes, how he's rolling. He's like, all right, fucking idiot, have fun. And then like,
yeah, probably just calling him the N-word in his head.
Oh my god.
Probably.
It was a wild video. Like now you brought that up. Now I'm thinking about it. That was a wild video. Like,
yeah, he's just like in the hood with like 20 fucking people, and like he goes to he's probably like, oh, okay, cool. Like the city's very democratic. Like let's go, and he just gets the one dude.
Democratic.
Dude, he just gets like the one. He goes up to the one dude, and like the dude just like he wasn't being unreasonable. It wasn't like he was being even a dick about it. Like it was just like it was. Yeah, it's just like it's like, yo, dude, like all right, you're telling me to take these fucking shots. Like you guys are saying this, that, and the third, and like I'm not just gonna take it. Like he's like he's like. It's like you're just coming up to my door trying to give me a shot. It's like that's a little fucking nuts. Like,
yeah,
take it if I want it. Like you're literally going on a campaign to give me a shot.
If it worked as good as it was supposed to, and if it was necessary, you would not need to knock on people's door to get them to take it.
Exactly.
It's like nobody needs to fucking like knock on my door and force me to take cough medicine when I'm fucking sick. Like,
exactly. Let me take it on my own terms.
But fucking little lower energy, I think, than our normal cast. But we fucking very politically charged. But I like it, boys. I think we got a cast on our hands.
This is episode 8.
Episode 9 of Facetious.
9.
Fucking next episode we get into the fucking double digits.
Yes, sir.
Maybe fucking have a guest on. Maybe Mrs. Stallion.
Oh shit.
Mrs. Stallion.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot. We forgot.
Cause we're gonna get into it. Fucking.
Oh, okay. We'll put it off.
Get into it next episode.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, we'll say it.
All right, folks.
Yes.
Goodbye.
I'm making that my text.